Latino men played a crucial role in getting Trump back into the White House, marking a significant shift in previous voting patterns. Exit polls show that Trump won 54% of Latino male voters compared to 44% for Kamala Harris.
If he could deport you, he would deport you. Doesn't matter if you're legal or not. He wants all of us brown motherfuckers out of here.
Oh, so fabulous.
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel once again. It's your girl Dumebi. If this is your first time coming across my channel, you're welcome. I do hope you decide to subscribe, and if you are a returning subscriber, you guys know that I love you. It's so good to have you here once again. Thanks for always stopping by. I really appreciate you guys. Welcome back. So my usual disclaimer, please, this video is strictly for educational purposes. Do not go searching out anybody that I talk about in this video. Don't send them any form of hate comment, threats, or violence. This channel does not support any of that. So if you live in America, you definitely know what's going on. There's been a lot of raids and deportation going on. There's basically a war against illegal immigrants, and the Latino community has been receiving like the hot end of it, and a lot of them have been coming on the internet to make videos expressing, you know, how bad they feel about the fact that, you know, a lot of their people are being deported, some family members, and it's quite sad. But the interesting part of the conversation is that a lot of them have come out to basically make videos directed at Black people in America. Okay, they are making videos talking to Black people, looking for some form of solidarity. Okay, are you guys not going to march with us? Are you guys not going to stand with us? We need help. We are all minorities. Let us come together and They've just been a lot of them making videos, and that's what we're going to be talking about in today's video. Okay, I'm going to be playing you some of the videos that I've seen of Latino people basically, you know, talking to Black people concerning this whole situation, and Black people also have come out to make their response. So first of all, we're going to be taking the videos by the Latino people, and then I'll play the videos by the Black people. So let's just go ahead, okay?
African American community is the only community that has the power in this country to change anything. They are the only one with the experience of civil matter. They are the only one que tenían el esclavo ahí mismitico. They are the only one that are not going to get deported anywhere, and you cannot put them all in jail. So African American community, which is the community that is stepped on by Cubans, the most are the only ones that are going to save the Latinos. And I clap for the African American community that has not come out, because it is not, I do.
I'm sorry. It's not funny because it's something that they are very passionate about, you know. But, you know, you see how they admitted that their people are shitting on Black Americans, but it's still Black Americans that have the power. It's Black Americans that go out and get things done. So now they want our people to come and save them. I think we don't even have enough problems of our own, but let's continue.
We didn't do shit for them.
I get it, but I don't.
Me and you support, but in masses, we didn't support anything that was going with them. Latinos look at Cubans specifically. I'm not going to talk about any other community because I'm not part of that community, even though I'm a Latina with them. Cubans talk shit about African Americans. Cubans did not support African Americans. Cubans think that they all victimize themselves, that all of that. African Americans are the only ones that are going to save your asses, Latinos. So you better start kissing. If you're going to kiss some ass in this country, you better kiss some Black ass.
Okay, another video.
You know what's crazy to me, bro, is when they had the BLM protest, everybody was popping out. Every celebrity, YG, the Ball brothers, everybody was popping out. All the sports teams putting BLM on their back, you know what I'm saying, wearing BLM shirts, you know what I'm saying, of freedom, wearing all these shirts. I'm talking about the NBA right now, actually. Where is that now? Where are the celebrities now? Where are they protesting now? Where are the teams now? Why is nobody speaking up? Even Kendrick Lamar made a song. Lil Baby made a song. But where's everybody now? Where's all the celebrities? Why is nobody popping out now? Now that everybody's protesting in Los Angeles, San Diego, Chicago, because of ICE, where is everybody now? Why is nobody speaking up? Why is just the minority speaking up now? You feel what I'm saying? Nobody's talking. Nobody's speaking.
I cannot be the only one thinking this. So you guys know how the whole how Los Angeles is going through the immigration thing where ICE is popping up and just taking, you know, children and families and everything. And we kind of already knew this was going to happen to a certain extent. I thought it would happen with like criminals and people that are in gangs and people that were not doing good things for this country, not literally hardworking people. But that's not the point. The point is that I remember back in the day when the whole Black Lives Matter movement was going on. and I supported it. I spoke up about it. I posted something about it, and I said something, right? Even though I'm not African American, honestly, why would I care? Because it is still something that's going on, and I did feel like it was unfair, and something should, be said. I know people are going to protest. I mean, could I have done more? Of course, but at the time, I did not, but at least I did speak up about it. What bothers me right now is that, like, a lot of celebrities or people, maybe influencers that we listen to, no one's saying anything. And I guess everybody has their own thoughts and opinions, and I completely respect that. I just feel like whenever they're discriminating against the other minorities, I'm gonna be quiet and I'm not gonna say anything, because where were you guys at right now? Like I said, I'm not African American. I didn't have to say anything. I didn't have to post about it. I didn't have to bring awareness to the subject, but I did. Okay, because it was still unfair, or at least I saw it as like police brutality. Like, what the heck is going on? And the reason why all these protests are going on as well is like to bring awareness, to kind of say, hey, this is not fair. That's how change happens, right? But I just right now, like, going online and listening to some people's thoughts, and they're like, take them all away, deport them all. It's like, how could you be so insensitive? Like I said, I completely agree for deporting criminals and people that are actually doing harm to other people, but to innocent families, perhaps not. I do get that they broke the law, and I'm kind of, it's just the way that it's being done that it's just like, wow.
All right, Latinos, mi gente, we need to do better. I need you to watch this video all the way through because it's important for everyone, no matter what background, no matter what you believe. I need you to watch this. A few days ago, I made a video about unity. You can go look at it. It's called We Are Stronger When We Unite. And the overall message of that video was, if all of the minorities, particularly the black community, if we came together with Latinos, just how powerful could we be? What are the things that we could change? What is the impact that we could create? I was coming from hey, if we unite, we can do a lot. And the black community showed up and they had a lot to say, and it wasn't great. But I'm thankful because they clarified that in my message, I missed very important context that changes, or more so, speaks to the truth of where we're at. We are in a very important place in history. We are in a position where how we organize the things that we do now, today, tomorrow, in this administration is going to determine a lot. Go back, look through my video, watch the comments. But if you notice, the overwhelming numbers that you'll hear is 92%. 92% being the amount of people in the black community who overwhelmingly voted for Harris. Now, you compare that to the 46 to 52% of Latinos that voted for Trump. I was asking for them to come help us. And their response was, first of all, we've been doing this a lot longer than you. But second of all, you can't even help yourself. Why would we come and help you? And after reading through 150 plus comments and responding to most of them, it really dawned on me that they're right. They have been organizing and fighting and responsible primarily for the progress of this country for hundreds of years. And for us Latinos, we can't even get our house in order. We can't even agree on who we should vote for and who has our interest in mind. And not to mention now with these protests, I'm seeing people burning American flags. Why would you burn the flag of the country you're fighting so hard to stay in? Why? We are proud Mexicans. We are proud Latinos. I understand the flags because it represents who we are. But we should also be flying American flags because this is our home. This is my home. I've been here for 32 out of my 33 years in life. It is not us versus America. It is us fighting for what America is for us.
I just want to say, watching these raids happen in LA right now, people voted for this. People voted for this. And I think right now, the black and the brown community, we need to come together. And we need to remember that they are the ones who made it us versus them. They put us against each other because if we're busy fighting each other, we don't put our eyes on them. We need to wake up. Everybody needs to wake up.
I have a lot of people in the comments talking about, why are you just talking about African Americans? Why are you just asking for our support? Why are you not asking white people? Why are you not asking Asian people? Let me tell you something. If it's not clear by now,
they have never been part of the fight. And that's not to come for you guys, but the majority is not the minority, right? Black and brown are the minority in this country. We have had a lot more issues than any other race in this country. So, you know, by default, you would kind of think like we would stand together, you know, having a history of so much oppression. And, you know, I'm not trying to discredit anybody else, but we have both been through a lot. This is not even a topic of conversation. Once y'all get over the fact that it's not a race thing, because there is only one race, and that is the human race. And if you guys want to continue to put us in separate teams, then we are never going to fix the problem. Damn, y'all need to back it up, because nobody told you to go protest. We are asking for support. That doesn't necessarily mean go put yourself on the lines. I know the history of if Black Americans go and join the front lines, how brutal it's going to be. I understand. I'm not dumb. Nobody's telling y'all to go do that. I'm telling y'all to support us behind closed doors. I'm telling y'all to repost, to share information, to spread awareness that this is wrong. What is going on is wrong. Nobody told y'all to go put your life on the line, dude. We understand that everybody has their own conditions, and self-advocacy is not just through going to protest. You can speak up for people through this phone, like what I'm doing right now. On camera, off camera, it doesn't matter. We should still be saying something.
So those are just a few videos of the Latino people. I feel bad for them, because I mean, families are being separated. I hear people are even being deported to countries that are not even their own countries. I can't even imagine how crazy it is right now. But then the Black people have been in the comment section saying things like, it's not our fight. You guys want to use us as body shields, because our people keep saying all through this administration, so far we have not protested. We have not been out there protesting, because we are resting, because we know that if we go out there, it's going to be very brutal for us. We already know how they do Black people. We already know how they treat Black people. So Black people don't want to put themselves out there, don't want to give them an excuse to hurt us or our families. This is self-preservation right now. So we are like, we feel empathy for you guys. We are going to do what we can from behind the scenes. We're not going to be out there marching and protesting with you guys. So that's what Black people have been saying. Then there's another group of Black people that have been like, this is not our fight, it's none of our business. We did what we could back then in November to vote in a way that would have favored you guys. At the end of the day, the current president told you guys that he was going to be doing these deportations, and your community still went ahead and voted. So it's out of our hands, and I definitely can understand those people's sentiments. And then there's another subsect of Black people that are saying, oh, y'all don't even like Black people. I mean, just a few weeks ago, you guys were everywhere chanting Black fatigue. I made a video about that. If you haven't seen it, that's a video. You guys, please check it out. So there's just been so many inputs, so many takes about this whole situation. And a lot of people are like, Black people are not the only other community in this country. Why are you calling on us? There are other immigrants, right? They are palm-colored immigrants, as a matter of fact. They are Asian immigrants. They are Arab immigrants. Why Black people? As a matter of fact, I'm going to even play some of the commentary by other immigrants so that you guys will know where they stand. But in the meantime, I'm going to just go ahead and play the responses by Black people.
You go to cop a nigga on fence, nigga.
You go right there. Yeah, you do, nigga. Stop playing. Yeah, you can that. That nigga right there.
Y'all can address that, then stop looking for Black people to be out there for y'all. Y'all are not Black. Latinos, specifically Mexicans, Cubans, y'all are not Black. You don't have the right to say that word. You do not come from a lineage of bondage. You do not come from a place where you were sold. Okay, you are not Black. No matter how much you try to be a thug, you are not Black. No matter how many times you hang around Black people, you are not Black. And if you are not an African American, a descendant from slavery, that word should never come out of your mouth. This is why most Black people are not out there, on top of them being tired because we said we told you so. This is one of the reasons why we don't feel aligned with y'all, because of things like this. And it's not just them, because they learned it from somewhere. And I don't want to hear the excuse is a product of their environment, because baby, I grew up around Latinos, okay? I grew up around them, and none of them would ever use the N-word in front of me. And yes, I grew up in Houston. So don't bring the Texas shit in there either, because that's BS. They would get checked. And I do mean by the chin. Until y'all can address that shit, don't say nothing to Black people. fix your house first before you go outside.
Talking about some black people, why you not helping us? You crazy as hell. Cause last time I checked, every time we went through something, we went through that bitch our damn selves. Slavery, where the fuck y'all was at? Last time I checked, we freed our damn selves. Yeah, that's right. Slavery ended because the war down here in Florida with a group called the Florida Seminole Wars that was black runaways, Native Americans, and black aboriginals giving Andrew Jackson and the boys hell for 8 years straight. And we ain't asked man nigga for help. How about Jim Crow? Last time I checked, y'all didn't ride for Emmett Till. Where the fuck you was at? What about redlining? What about the fight for reparation? Where the fuck you at? What Future say? Where the fuck you at when a nigga really needs you? Where the fuck you at when a... And we not finna sit here and start acting like y'all fuck with niggas for real. And this goes for you legals, illegals, Mexicans, Caribbeans, Africans, whatever the fuck y'all wanna call yourselves. The only reason white people let y'all in this country legally, for the legal ones, is because they knew you would conform to white supremacy as an economic refugee. Right, so you didn't come here to help a nigga, you didn't come here to support a nigga, you came here for opportunity and benefits. Because in America, there's only two ideologies. Either your ass is pro-black, or you conform to white supremacy. And you niggas conforming to white supremacy. So a nigga don't feel sorry for you, no kind of way. Come get y'all. Listen, if it's too hot, get the fuck out the kitchen. If you ain't no dog for real, get the fuck out the pen.
Latinos of all backgrounds. Do y'all not realize black people are not the only people in this country? You got your Chinese Americans, your Japanese Americans, your Korean Americans, your Indian Americans, your Muslim Americans, your white Americans, and your own people. So why in Davy Jones' locker are y'all so pressed and mad at us because we not out protesting? Folks, we did the most effective protesting last November, and the data proves it. We protested when it mattered the most. We were not out here with whole productions talking about some we will vote for Donald Trump. Y'all was out here with that foolishness, knowing full well that y'all had a few abuelas, a few tios, tias, mijo, and mijas in your house undocumented. But y'all got y'all behinds on stage talking about some we will vote for Donald Trump. And you think we supposed to be out here protesting, picket fence in hand, clowning like some monkeys in a zoo? No, sir, bop. We did what we were supposed to do. And y'all put y'all's own community in the position that it's in now. And y'all need to live with it.
Latinos for Trump. Specifically, Miami Cubans for Trump. Bring your ass. You bitches on my docket today. Y'all are the definition of political pygmies. You're so eager, like ready, willing, and fucking able to go from one dictator to the fucking next. Now, I know y'all not systematically accustomed to freedom, but trust me, it's a good thing. Now, when it comes to you white presenting Cubans, I can understand, whether it be you naturally look that way or, you got the work done. I can understand your delusion in terms of, having proximity to whiteness and thinking that you're going to get a seat at the table. And while you may get a seat, it is with the express understanding that the moment you act familiar, them envelopians gonna put you in your place quick, fast, and in a motherfucking hurry by letting you know that you're simply a guest. But again, you look the part, so I can understand. But it's you Celia Cruz looking motherfuckers that blow me. Have you niggas looked in a fucking mirror? Like, let's keep it a fucking Goya bean in this bitch. The closest you're getting to a seat at the table is looking at that motherfucker through the window while you cutting the grass. Like, it is what the fuck it is. But since y'all think y'all got it like that, let's try a little experiment. When ICE roll up to collect you niggas, Elian Gonzalez style, I want you to look them square in the face. And I want you to say these 5 words to them. I know black eye Cuban. And let me know how the fuck it go. Send me a postcard with Adele on the fucking front. And when they send you back home, I hope you can't take shit with you but your fucking MAGA merch. As a permanent reminder that the president you voted for is the same president that sent you fucking packing. For decades, we've been trying to give y'all a wake-up call. I bet now you niggas wish you would have picked up the phone.
I remember then after the elections, how black people were so disappointed, were so broken about the result, especially the fact that they thought there was a whole alliance. They thought that other minorities were going to vote the other way. Like at that point, when you had the power to actually vote for who would have, had your best interests, y'all voted the other way. Y'all voted for this. And that's what black people are like. Okay, even if we were inclined to feel sorry for you, we don't owe you guys this empathy. We don't owe you guys our alliance, our support, because y'all have even showed us that we can't even count on you when it matters. So,
You know what's crazy to me, bro, is when they had the BLM protest, everybody was popping out. Every celebrity, YG, the Ball brothers, everybody was popping out. Where's that now? Where's the celebrities now? Where are they protesting now? Where are the teams now? Why is nobody speaking up? Even Kendrick Lamar made a song. Lil Baby made a song. But where's everybody now?
I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon. Where's J-Lo? Where's Bad Bunny? Where's Maluma? Where's Shakira? Talk to your own people. Because J-Lo was just up on the pulpit at the inauguration doing this.
Y justicia para todos. Let's get
No matter what happens in this country, everyone under that POC umbrella always finds a way to put the focus back on black people. Obviously, we understand what's going on right now with the ICE raids that are going on in America and Los Angeles, to be specific. But there have been a lot of Latino people coming online asking about black celebrities and black people showing up and comparing this event to BLM. Now, don't get me wrong. We were home during the pandemic. People had no jobs. People weren't in the office. And yes, black people, black celebrities, black businessmen showed up for black people. Corporations and teams that had black people on them showed up for their black constituents and their black workers. As it currently stands as demographic, there are more Latinos in America than there are black people. And half of that population voted for what's going on right now. Speak to your own population. Stand up for yourself with each other. Talk internally about how you're so disjointed between the Central and South Americans and the Caribbean people in the East Coast. Talk to each other. Why are you looking for black people to put you guys on a pedestal and go fight for you when this is also your fight, primarily your fight? Black Lives Matter was our fight, but we speak up for ourselves. We also speak up for everyone, and we did it the most with our vote. And even though black people are saying this is not our fight, we're sitting this out, we're doing all these things like resting, there are several ways black people are showing up by not supporting Starbucks, by not supporting Target, by not supporting any company that put out D&I, by boycotting, by using our voice like I do. There's so many ways that black people still will always show up for ourselves in this country. And when we show up for ourselves, guess who benefits? Everyone else. Reach out to your fellow Asians. Reach out to your Middle Eastern Arab people. Reach out to the large Russian population that's in LA, the Armenians, the Persians. There's so many immigrant groups that live in this city, but you want to single out black people. Can't win them all. Ciao.
All right, this message is for my brown people. And although us black folks decided to stick this one out because we did try to warn y'all at the polls, we do see that it's fucked up. California is a blue state. 66% of Latinos in California voted against Trump, but it's not enough. You got to work on your people that hate us. Then you got to rally your people because they hate you like they hate us. And don't tell me this is not about race. There's over 500,000 undocumented immigrants in America from Poland or Russia or Germany, the UK, Italy, Ireland, all over Eastern Europe. But they not joining the protest because they not being targeted. America has always been obsessed with race. You burglarize and steal someone's home, make laws that only protect you, then get upset when they want to move back in. Talking about, we need to protect our borders. Most of you never even met a Mexican American, and if you have, they're probably doing a job that you would never want to do anyway. These ain't criminals. They're snatching up students and nurses and builders and farmers, electricians and plumbers. They got fucking armored vehicles pulling up on line cooks. You're separating mothers from their children and telling people who've been here for decades to just go and start a life somewhere else because you're uncomfortable. In their land. You just took their shit and was even too lazy to change the names. It's still San Francisco, San Diego, San Bernardino, Ventura, Calabasas, Rancho Cucamonga. But it's all in the name of law, right? Well, hanging people was law. Owning people was law. Segregation was law. Jim Crow, mass incarceration, redlining, stop and frisk. Law, 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 law. Just because it's written don't make it right. You know Adolf had laws too. It's funny how you want people to follow the rules when they only benefit you.
And if you guys want to continue to put us in separate teams, then we're never going to fix the problem.
You guys put yourselves in a separate race from us. Hispanics, Latinos have always made it clear that they are not the blacks. Me no black, me no black, me no black. What about Native Americans? The so-called Native Americans? Y'all actually look a lot alike, to be quite honest. How come you ain't calling on them? Aren't they a minority? Asians are not a minority. Like the math just is not mathing with this one. You know what it is? What it all boils down to? What people never want to admit is that black American people have always fought and we have always prevailed. No matter if y'all want to say we on the bottom or what, we got ourselves out of shackles. It was not just because some white man one day woke up and said, oh, I think I want to let my slaves free. I think I want to let go of my free labor. Clearly that was not the case because look at what followed with Jim Crow. The most lynching happened in America after so-called slavery was abolished. If you're picking up what I'm putting down, we've always fought. And we've always prevailed. You might not want to call us victors or winners, but we've always prevailed. I'll use that word. That's the operative word. And y'all will recognize that. I'm glad that y'all keep calling on us, because y'all know who we are. Deep down inside, y'all know that we put boots to the motherfucking ground. Where them fans at? Whoa, 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 I got my boots on the ground. Y'all know we get shit done. Y'all know we make noise. But what I don't like is that y'all are being so disingenuous and making it seem like we've always had this solidarity and this unity amongst us, when you all in your own communities have anti-blackness that you have yet to address in your own communities. The Afro-Latin community is underrepresented. They face discrimination, racism, colorism. And y'all take those same ideas and ideologies, and when y'all migrate here, y'all bring that with y'all. And y'all try to treat us like the same way y'all treat the black folk in y'all's countries, respectively. But instead of calling on us, why don't you call out the people that's actually doing these things to you? White people have helped us too to fight during the civil rights movement. More so than Latinos and Hispanics. Like, let's just keep it real. Why not call on them? Why not call on white people to be allies with you?
It would make sense if they were calling white people to be allies with them, because, I mean, majority of the population, like, they have the numbers, don't they?
This is very, very interesting. And I don't want anybody to get maimed or pow-powed with a rubber bullet. I don't like the footage that I've seen of people getting ran over by cars. It's very, very unfortunate. I'm not sitting up here saying that doesn't... I have empathy. But I don't want to be out there getting shot. I don't know. Anyways.
I need y'all to stop trying to rewrite history just simply because you're lazy. And if you don't know your history, I'd rather you just say that than spewing these ideologies that black and brown folks never had solidarity, that black and brown folks never stood up for each other. The fact that Cuba has Assata Shakur to this very day, with all the smoke and vitriol that they get from the United States, they have kept her for decades. The Rainbow Coalition, which was a progressive socialist movement, which were the Black Panthers coming together with the Young Lords, who were what? Latinx. And this is in the 1960s. Workers' rights and labor rights movements have always been black and brown folk. We can go so far back as enslavement, where Mexico abolished slavery and enslaved black people sought freedom and asylum there. Yeah, before Cancun and Tulum were hotspots. And we can go back and forth about how anti-blackness exists and shows up in every facet of society, including in the black community. And that when organizations like the NAACP were doing paper bag tests and not standing up for poor black folks, you know, like how we know more about Rosa Parks than we do about Claudette Colvin, it was other poor ethnic groups that aligned with us to help us so that we could help each other. Read a book.
This is for all the Hispanics. I'm gonna need y'all to close y'all mouth fast, quick, and in a hurry, asking for the support and the unification of black people in y'all time of need. We ain't rocking with you, in case you haven't noticed. But every single protest that's happened this year, we've been at the house. We don't care no more. We did what we were supposed to do back in November. We understood the assignment. The assignment was laid out in clear word, in black and white, listed clearly online for the world to see in Project 2025. Y'all thought this man cared something about y'all. You know what? Joke's on y'all. I don't know when y'all gonna realize, but y'all are a minority in this country just like us. Why did y'all think y'all were gonna be a part of the exception? Y'all are not a part of the exception. If you are not a rich, white, billionaire, you are a minority in these people's eyes. You are not an exception. It is not our fault y'all went out and voted against your own best interests. So I just think at the end of the day, it is what it is. It's sad that this is happening, you know. It's sad that families are getting separated. It's quite sad. But my question is, I wonder what's going to happen next, because now they're coming for the Latinos. Who's next? But I want to know what you guys think. As a black person, do you think you would go out there to support, you know, the Latino community, or do you think you're going to sit this one out completely, or do you think you're going to just fight alongside with them, but in other ways, aside going out there protesting and all of that? You guys let me know in the comment section. So before we end this video, I'm just going to play a few videos by immigrants from other communities.
Why is it only the Latin Americans? You know what I mean? Why is it not the Australians? You know how many Australians I know that live here and actually take your jobs?
There are approximately 600,000 undocumented immigrants from Europe in the United States. How come we're not seeing them being rounded up? Is it because they're white and not brown or black?
And why are we only targeting Latino immigrants? There's Asian immigrants, black immigrants, white immigrants, European, dare I say, you know?
I was an illegal immigrant in the United States of America, but because of the color of my skin and the color of my hair and who I am, I have never been questioned. I have never been questioned about whether I'm American. No one has ever said, do you speak English? Because they didn't assume that I couldn't because of being an immigrant. I am an immigrant in your country.
They do not want us to know that when we work together, we can make a change. I ask all my Filipino Americans, older or younger, to follow Larry Leong's example, especially if you are pro-ICE raids and anti-undocumented immigrants. We were colonized by the same people. We share so much of the same thing within our culture. Our languages are similar. Our foods are similar. Our traditions are similar. We have the same last names. You think with all these similarities, we'd be able to empathize with these people that are rioting because their families are being torn away from them. Immigrants aren't just Mexicans. They are us too. Illegal immigrants aren't just Hispanics. I don't know if I have to be the first one to say this, but there are some illegal Filipinos here too. People who have stayed past their work visas. And those Filipinos who know people who have overstayed their work visas, who've probably done it themselves, they're the ones who are surprisingly pro-ICE raids. If this happened a couple years ago, you'd be gone too. And I don't want to hear no Filipino telling me, why don't they just go back to their country if they don't like it here? You're in this country, bro. You go back to the Philippines if you fucking think that way. Oh, you're not going to? Because the opportunities are so good here? Well, I guess you do understand that this place is more beneficial to live in. And you know the need to be in America. Understand that your need to be in this country is the same as those people who are here illegally. And once you can empathize with them, once you understand them, we can work together. Because history has shown us that if we can work together, we can make a difference. Follow Larry Leong and the Manong's examples. And join your brethren in criticizing these ICE raids and pushing for better immigrant policies. We can only do this together. We, as Asians, have a proximity to whiteness that fools us into thinking that we are one of them. And as much as we want to be one of them, we have to understand we are one of us first. Filipinos, immigrants, minorities. What happens to other minorities affects all minorities. What happens to one immigrant affects all immigrants.
I'll say this, right? I'm a nobody, but it's like I've been seeing so many people asking Asian creators to speak up about the whole riots in LA and all these deportation things. This is something that a lot of people don't understand. Asian people, we support the country. We support the betterment of the country. We support that. So what is there to say? What is there to say? We support the deportations of illegals. It is honestly tiring, because here's the thing. We want the country to be better. We want the country to be better. We want the country to, if you did it legally, if you stand in line, if you paid the price, right? You paid the money and all that, you did all the process, the paperwork, all the stuff, which usually most Asian people do. Why would we care about someone jumping in line, crossing the border and all this stuff? Why should we, be happy about that? We're not really, this is the thing where we're not really dependent. Asian people aren't really dependent on, migrant labor, right? Not like other people. We're not really dependent on migrant labor. So we're not going to cry that the U.S. is pretty much backing what they promised. The U.S. promised, or this presidency promised, that they would deport illegal immigrants. They're doing that. Why are you crying? You see it like these immigrants are waving the flags of other countries, burning down the flag of the U.S., and then you think Asian people want to support that? No, they want to stay away from that. They don't want to be grouped in with these people. That's the thing. Asian people want to, focus on themselves and their community and their country. They don't want to be grouped in with these people. So really, stop asking Asian influencers to speak up about it, because you won't like what they say. You won't like what they say.
Now, I'm seeing this question pop up a lot. Why is the Asian community so quiet on the ICE raid topic? Now, I'm not speaking for all Asian people, but this is just my point of view. My family's from Laos. My parents spent years in refugee camps before being able to come here legally. So a lot of us from a very young age was taught accountability. We were getting lectures after lectures after lectures on doing the right thing, getting our ass beat for doing wrong things. So there are a lot of Asian people that are for deportations of, illegals. And not everybody, okay? Not all Asian people are for it, but I see most of us are. And we understand why you want to come here illegally and skip the process. People just want to live good lives, do better for themselves. But there is a right way of doing things. So if you do come here illegally and get caught, you need to take accountability for your actions. That's why a lot of times if you see an Asian person get deported, we don't make a big fuss about it, because, they got to take accountability for their actions. And they know that. We don't have hate towards law enforcement because, they're just doing their part. They're just doing their jobs because they didn't do their part.
So you guys have heard them, some are not really bothered. Some are bothered. It's just unfortunate that this is happening. So please, you guys, just let me know what you think about this whole situation. Do you understand why they are calling on Black people? Do you think Black people have to go again, put on our cape and save them this time around? Or do you think we should sit this one out? I really want to know what you guys think. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.